Hey everybody, this is Dean FM, and today I wanted to do another reaction video to some, not TikToks at all, actually. This is called Unhinged Trans Tantrums and Meltdowns. About this, I wanted to do some more serious topics, talking about more controversial things, basically. So I kind of felt if we're looking for something to give me a reaction, yeah, there are many things that can do so. This is one of them. Before I get started, make sure to check out my Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and it's DFM Official on all platforms. DFM is my music name. It's definitely gonna get me a little heated. It might get me a little heated, it might not. The channel name is called Sky News Australia. Okay. Now, I also wanted to read one of the comments. Let's be real. We know that if I put up these comments, good start. Comment number 1. We're going to be seeing what the majority of the people who have seen this video have agreed with. Let me see for a second. This is a short sentence. Orange tampons for men called butt plugs. As far as that statement goes, I don't know why that would be the top comment. I think it's very telling that that is the top comment, you know? You're relating something that women go through that's, from what I've heard, pretty bad. It's not a good experience, and you're comparing it to a sex story. I don't want to go into why you may think that that area may need such a device. It's not typically. That's not a healthy situation. That shouldn't be happening. This is fucking ridiculous. 400 million lost by Planet Fitness due to membership cancellations. Keep going. Boycott Planet Fitness. I don't have a membership. Let's just go ahead. Let's see what this is.
From restroom wars to battles on the sporting field, Sky News All-Stars Rita Panahi, Liz Storer and Caleb Bond reveal the latest outbursts. Female restrooms are the battleground of trans warfare. Sky News All-Star Liz Storer explains the controversial case of a woman whose gym membership was cancelled after she complained about a trans woman shaving in the female locker room.
To America now, another gender-related story where this lady's gym membership has been rescinded.
In Australia and in the world, is that a thing? Is that a thing that people say about America and about what we do? First of all, America is nowhere near what you think it is. Another gender-related story. She looks mad, too.
Exception to a male in the women's change rooms. Here, her name is Patricia Silva, and here she is telling you her story.
Okay. Speak.
This is defending the man in the women's locker room, the man with the penis. Rather picture, because I felt like I was in an unsafe space.
It bears mentioning that Planet Fitness's stock has plummeted. People in great numbers in America have deserted this gym chain and just been...
This came out 10 days ago. I don't know what you were talking about. Maybe that's true. Maybe that's not. Maybe it's because of this. Maybe it's not. If that's the case, that's sad. That's sad. My main question is going to be, and is going to forever be in this story, the specific story. What was she doing specifically? Was she just shaving? And by that, I mean just shaving like that? How nude was this person? Also, there's definitely a factor of genitalia and the discomfort that that provides to females and women who may feel a type of way about that. That's not going to go away. People are going to feel that way, but what needs to happen is more focus on it. We are not trying to fix this issue, I don't feel like. Why can't there be more of a process? I don't know exactly what should constitute a female to be able to go into a female's restroom or men's. I'm not going to go in no females nothing. I'm not going to go into no men's nothing. But that's just me. What would make somebody a female to be able to, like I said, go into the restroom? I don't know. Like if you're at a gym, I would guess that they would see your ID, which is important because transgender people are legally allowed to change their gender pronouns legally in many cases. I don't know why it seems like there are some trans people. People go into these situations hoping to start a ruckus. You must know people are going to have a reaction to things that needs to be education. I made a video previously about the Wii Spa incident in LA. The main point of my Wii Spa video was that one does not equal all. I don't ever perpetually understand why that's not understood. Like, do you understand how different each person is? There seems to be a lot of simplicity and just glazing over things, especially in the conservative community.
And ensure their safety in the locker room, then we're not buying into this. There's plenty of other gyms to go to, and I love it when people vote with their feet, vote with their money. We saw this happen to Bud Light. We've seen it happen to Disney.
Yes, we did see it happen to Bud Light.
So the fact that this gym chain, again, Planet Fitness,
so it's now Small Pacific Island Fitness.
And similarly, a trans woman lost her mind at a hostel worker when she was asked to use the men's restroom.
Before they get into this next rant of nothingness, the Bud Light situation with the trans woman who appeared on the bottles, that was extreme. Bud Light, as far as I know, I saw a month ago, is not out of business. And it hasn't been, that was years ago. They like to disguise activism, speaking out for ourselves as a trans agenda. We are coming for everybody. We're coming to take away your freedom. That's not the case. There is definitely pieces of the puzzle that we're not addressing in the bathroom situation due to how sensitive it is. We're talking about naked people. We're talking about people exposed. With the Bud Light situation, people shooting Bud Light cans.
A can with my face on it.
Mulvaney's post drew the ire of some Bud Light enthusiasts. Kid Rock, who played target practice with the beer.
Not my America, but what bothered me the most, especially with the people destroying the cans, is how much violence that represents, especially since you have a trans woman on the bottle and you're destroying all of them.
Similarly, a trans woman lost her mind at a hostel worker when she was asked to use the men's restroom.
Let's start left ears with this trans activist who seems to be upset about being asked to use the men's restroom in a hostel. And so this happens. The poor migrant female worker is followed and filmed. And then listen at the end where this poor woman is told, "You have no idea what my social status is.
Lord,
I can ruin you."
About you telling me to use the men's bathroom, how would... I'm a girl. I'm a trans woman. How would it be if, you know, a woman actually went into the men's bathroom? How would it be? How would it be? Are you gonna answer?
No point. No point. She's walking away. Just leave her alone. She's walking away.
How would it
She's
be?
an asshole. Leave it at that. Calm as a bitch.
Okay, let's go reception.
She's not trying to help you, and it is unfortunate.
No, go now. Now.
I'll take some seat, okay?
Now.
Yeah, I work.
I'm a woman. Don't be transphobic to me. You have no idea what sort of social status I have. I could ruin your whole reputation. I could ruin this whole hostel.
Come through with the craziness. Okay, so here's the thing. With the woman following around the employee with the camera, don't do that. It's not going to end in anything positive, and it's very clear in the beginning. We're not going to come to a resolution to this. With that being said, she is transphobic. With the cultural aspect, there's a huge play there, most likely. I've seen that in America as well. Mostly back in the day, I heard of like a lot of nail salons and things like that having an issue with that, with accepting male clients to do false nails and all that type of stuff. With the woman talking about, I'm going to shut you down, you'll be sued, whatever it was, don't make threats like that either. I'm going to be 100. This needs to start somewhere. Activism, transgendered visibility, all that. It's not going to always be positive. Those situations are going to have the conflict that comes with them. That doesn't mean that it has to go on for so long. There is a thing to be said for just explaining that this was incredibly unacceptable. You treated me like shit. I'm going to report this. That's all good. And I know that some people think that you should always be like polite. I don't think that that's true. I think that if you are emotional, if your heart is racing, and believe me, girl, I have felt that. I have felt that about situations like these that I know I'm going into. It's not easy to control those feelings. We can't make a reputation for ourselves that people like this can take from, can get their little hands on. Weighing in those factors of struggle and things like that is something to consider. When you are going off on somebody who may not even have the language to defend themselves as much as they would like to compared to you with that language that you were speaking, it comes off a little bullyish. Don't do that to people. Don't follow them around. Make a report. Take a little video. Just say, hey, I want you to say this on camera. Please say this on camera, what you just said to me, so I can report this. may I go into the bathroom? They'll say no. They might add the sir. They might add the ma'am. If it is the opposite way around, you leave it at that. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I really wanted to like defend myself, but this is so like, oh my God. I feel so terrible that I came in here. Oh my God. Like, I don't know. I would definitely ham it up. And now that I think about it, I need to think about a script for that. May I ask what is wrong with me? What you don't like about me? And they'll say, I just don't believe in your gender, whatever bullshit they're going to say in 2024. Just short, quick, get out of there. Otherwise, there's no point. There's no resolution. One does not equal all.
Tantrums against innocent workers continued in a department store where a trans woman lost it at a worker, demanding the store supply tampons for men.
Now, here's another lefty losing it. A trans activist harassing a retail worker for internet clout. He demands, or I should say she demands, the bewildered employee supply tampons for men.
Right there. Blatant. They don't care. They know who their audience is. They said it right the first time. Why does it have to be, she? No, that's not anywhere near the business of this person. Let's hear what happens. Oh my God, these awkward situations.
He demands, or I should say she demands, the bewildered employee supply tampons for men. This chick doesn't want pink packaging on her sanitary products.
Alright, out here shopping for tampons, but they don't have the tampons for men in yet. I'm gonna ask.
Did they ever have them?
Hey, excuse me, sir. So I found your normal tampons, but I'm actually looking for tampons for men today. Where would those be at?
Let me see what you got.
I got these.
Okay.
But I want the ones for men, not those.
I don't see the word woman on here. I think these are the ones for men.
No, you see how it's all like pink and purple? I'm not trying to pay the pink
Okay,
tax
well,
on
okay, this is going a little off, downhill.
I just want normal tampons.
Right.
Like the ones marketed for men.
Dude.
For men?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That could not have gone more wrong. Has the store announced male tampons and the male packaging for tampons? If that's the case, you can ask if they have them. You can ask the store if they have that in stock, but if the employee there doesn't know or says they're not in stock, that's it. That's it. I don't know if the man filming was under the impression that the worker was homophobic or transphobic. The way the worker acted could not have been better. Could not have been more perfectly executed, except for when he said, I think these are the male tampons. I'm going to be honest. The person behind the camera is not doing the right thing. There is some ignorance there. There's some youthfulness, too. There may just be that spirit that we in the queer community have and, to some extent have been forced to have to a much higher and more vocal extent. Kindness goes a long way, too. And I think it would in a video of such. You don't want to put yourself in potentially a antagonistic role. Ask a question. That guy has nothing to do with that. He really doesn't. I can guarantee you. He has nothing to do with whether or not they have that in stock. He has nothing to do with whether or not they produce that. He's not the issue. He's really not the issue. I'm sorry to hear that there aren't more colors in tampons. If that's the case, there may be. I'm not somebody who wears tampons, so I wouldn't know the answer to that. Yeah, there should be gender neutral colors anyways. And if this is what the company needs to hear to get to that level, then so be it. I would also like to say that we have seen a lot of conservative people who have gone out and yelled for whatever reason. And they have made scenes and seemed a lot more unhinged. This happens on both sides, the going out with cameras, and as it did with the Wii Spa. That woman had her camera out and she was in the face of the manager that's a man. He has a dick. Back up. Employees have nothing to do with these things. They really don't. Unless they are in management or any sort of power,
I just wish these narcissists would not harass retail workers and film them and share it on social media to try to shame them. It is just such ugly, ugly tactics.
And you can shame them.
You know what? It's not winning their movement any fans.
So also, we have been shamed. We have been shamed for years. We have been shamed for decades, for well over 100 years. There was a trans woman back in the day who was shamed and written in the paper as a beast or some sort of man-woman crazy person that's just running around all crazy. It was defaming a trans woman more than 100 years ago. So do you think that we have not been shamed 20 years ago? Were you not hearing like faggot? Did you not hear faggot when you were little? Did you not hear faggot, queer? It's not new. We have been shamed. We have been shamed. So don't say that we are going out of our way to shame people. That person attempted to make a statement that they thought was right, and they are being shamed by you. So they've been taken down 20 pegs by your conservative channel.
And this trans activist became violent, attacking young protesters at a Students for Life rally.
Let's start with an enraged trans activist attacking youngsters at a Students for Life rally in Richmond, Virginia.
What happened? What's going on?
Ooh, you can be sure if someone with an American flag or, God forbid, a MAGA flag did that during a pride rally.
God forbid a pride flag slipped in that little comment. We haven't won over any fans. Where do you think we come from? Every country, we are in every culture. We are in humanity. Would you go to pride and say there's no fans? Whether we had fans or not was never the point. We are going to be alive and we're not going anywhere. And I suggest you get over it. I really, I suggest you do. I am not going anywhere. I would rather go before go anywhere. You know what I mean?
Victims
got me fucked up.
Can be the most entitled and violent.
And possibly the strangest declaration from a trans person, that God is a trans woman, mocks Rita Panahi.
I heard that. I don't know.
Scholar who has declared that God is trans.
Declared. Y'all don't care what he has to say.
You're losing your goddamn mind when it comes to trans rights, which is stupid. And you should be further marginal.
It's interesting they use the word declared posting a TikTok. When you understand that posting a TikTok could mean you have little followers, a lot of followers, but declare on TikTok? Okay. We are heavy on your mind that when we speak,
marginalized.
the declaration.
But beyond that, your God is literally trans. In Genesis 1, it talks about let's make humanity in our image, the I form of they. The term spirit is a feminine word, important for the whole, Holy Spirit. And in ancient Israel, there were 8 genders. 8. Christians, where do you get off being transphobic? Stop.
That's not a problem. You have an issue with freedom of speech, clearly. There's a big gripe on the Sky News Australia channel. There's a big gripe with people just speaking. We make a declaration. It's a TikTok. I'm not going to shut up. So I must be making speeches because I'm not going to shut up. And I'm going to keep making that speech. I'm online. If you don't want to hear me, change the channel. Scroll up. Or just don't search for gay things to hate on, as you might not see them in your algorithm.
Trip to the Middle East.
Rita Panahi couldn't help but have a slight meltdown herself when she witnessed trans icon Dylan Mulvaney's new song celebrating 2 years of girlhood.
Now to Dylan Mulvaney, again mocking womanhood, or girlhood as the 27-year-old likes to call it. Good Lord, someone needs to tell Dylan Mulvaney
I'm more of a woman than you will ever be, and I'm not
cosplaying
trans.
with lipstick
So shut
and
up.
stilettos does not make you a girl or woman. What he's doing there is mockery. It's woman face. It's deeply insulting to women.
Tell me why.
Then we have women like Lady Gaga who used Dylan Mulvaney as the symbol of womanhood to celebrate International Women's Day. Give me a break.
The anti-trans hysteria has made its way to Spain, where Doritos was forced to fire its trans cover girl due to backlash, says Sky News All-Star Kayla Bond.
This channel in particular is really trying to push the narrative that we are just kind of popping up with this fringe group, popping up in just random places. No, we are well established. And I suggest you maybe just go to the next town over from yours, and I'm sure you would find a gay center, queer center, yes, in Australia, because you are there too. Queer people are in Australia too. In every single country. Y'all got it messed up. You really, really, really have it messed up. There's a conspiracy. Well, it's not a conspiracy to me. You're gonna have to do something to make me shut up. You really are. And I'm one of those advocates that will definitely be here. This is my cause. You all can say that it's fake, it's an agenda, all you want. You keep going on that hill. You keep trying to get it popping on that hill.
Where Doritos decided recently, and you'd think they'd have learnt their lesson by now. You look at Bud Light with Dylan Mulvaney, etc. They decided that they would market their product with the use of a transgender activist. What a surprise. Take a look, though, at some of the things this transgender activist has said in the past. Here's one example.
It's so interesting to hear the hatred in people's voices when they speak about trans people, and whenever they do anything, whenever they move, there's an issue. Whenever they move and they can be recorded or filmed to make a mockery of on conservative TV and attempt to make a whole bunch of outrage. It's sad. It's pitiful. It should be destroyed. It should be taken down, really. What is it in a person's heart what makes you so angry? If Dylan Mulvaney was on a Bud Light bottle or was on any sort of promotional product, or any trans woman for that matter, what is the harm to you? Now, I understand that when you see something, you might get triggered. You might get triggered. I know y'all like to say that we're snowflakes, we be getting triggered. No, you get triggered. I know that when you see the image, you might have a guttural feeling towards it. Are you ever going to think about what the guttural feeling comes from, or where it comes from, or why you are making these statements? Or are you just trying to keep your popularity with your conservative audience? You all are not that dumb. Maybe the reporters are dumb. Maybe the reporters are dumb. You aren't that angry. You're being angry for the camera.
Aniquilar y destruir por completamente, abolir la familia tradicional nuclear monógama. No es que vaya a darle una paliza a mis padres, ni mucho menos, pero creo que ya está bien de tener un canon estandarizado.
I don't know what that means,
exactly
but
the kind of person you want to be promoting a chip, right? And then plenty of other things have come out.
That's so important to you. Yeah, it is. It is somebody who I would want to see on chips. Yeah, why not? Are chips that important to you? Is there something there must be something in the Bible about something to do with chips. There's something in the Bible that has to do with everybody. Everybody be sinning. If you actually look at what the commandments are and what qualify as sins in the Bible, you would understand that most of us sin, including the conservative community. Why do you all just not eat Doritos? Conservatives seem to have an opinion on fat people too, and people who are overweight. So what's the issue?
Samantha Hudson put out some years ago, including, and I quote, and some of this is quite disgusting, so settle in, "I want to do thuggish things to get into a 12-year-old's..." I won't read out the next word. Another post translates into "in the middle of the street in Mallorca in panties and screaming that I'm a nymphomaniac in front of a super beautiful 8-year-old girl."
That's not a trans woman. That's not a good example of a standard trans person. People like this give trans women a 100% evil name. This person, from what I see here, there seems to be a lot of sexual components to it. With this, I'm not sure what's going on, because it seems like she may have had surgery and she may have had things done to be more permanent in that aspect. She needs to be in jail. Oh, I don't know. Like, something needs to happen to her. Why is the country that she's in just allowing this? Just allowing this freedom of expression that is being mocked and is harmful. This is a predator. What are we doing? All that illegal stuff. I don't have a criminal record. I'm just going to say that. I'm 30. I don't have a criminal record. I have gotten a driving ticket, but I don't have a criminal record. And I am feminine as fuck and only go out in females or gender-neutral clothing. So, genderqueer, support my non-binary community, no rap sheet.
Who are victims of sexual assault and
go to
self-help centres to overcome their trauma, annoying sluts. Now, can you imagine why
what is that? What is that? That's a troll. Many trans and queer trolls who will use their gender and their sexuality as a vehicle for pushing their bullshit and for pushing all the hate and the anger and the frustration and all the issues that they are likely not addressing onto other people. Those are not examples of anything. That's just a troll who happened to get some notoriety, I guess. For the record, sexual assault I don't take lightly. It's insanely important. The amount of damage sexual assault can give to somebody, the amount of pain, the amount of lives lost. That's bullshit. That's bullshit what she said. It's not fair. It's not fair that this person has a voice. And I don't. I haven't had a voice for years. This person has been out here. You're going to be in jail.
A company would employ someone to promote their product, assuming in the full knowledge of these things. I mean, you can't tell me that a company is hiring someone without either going through their history themselves or getting someone else to go through their history. Like, I get that they farm this stuff out to talent agencies or whatever, but if you've got a talent agent trying to sell someone,
they're glossing over
someone before they go and represent them because they know it's going to blow back on them. Why do companies keep using transgender activists to market a product to people who I would imagine in most cases...
May I ask what the rap sheet is and what the criminal record is for Dylan Mulvaney? I would really like to know that because y'all just went off about her for a good while and are just kind of bringing up this random scrub and talking about representation and what we represent.
You got to wonder if it was a mistake by Doritos. They didn't do enough sort of due diligence on this person, because it took people on the internet about 10 minutes to dig up all of these quotes and realise you've got what appears to be a pedophile promoting your product. But have a look at Doritos' own website and see if maybe it doesn't make sense after all. They say on their own website, where it says about Doritos, Doritos isn't just a chip, it's fuel for disruption. Our flavours ignite adventure and inspire action. With every crunch, we aim to redefine culture and support those who are boldly themselves. Are you ready? If so...
What happened here? Who knows? Again, we're talking about the same person. We haven't switched topics, so we're harping on one.
I think Doritos will go the way of Bud Light, Target, and many other organisations that have sought their moment in the sun by using transgendered people to corrupt the youth of our current culture.
Athletes have always been at the centre of trans meltdowns. Sky News All-Star James McPherson says it's a no-brainer for trans athletes to be banned from women's football.
You mentioned Sam Kerr. Yes. Let's go to the UK for a second, because the English Football Association...
You know what? No. So they just said they're going to go off about sports. I refuse to talk about that. That's one thing I'm not going to talk about because it's stupid. It's a stupid conversation that we should not be having. This should be a science issue. This should be a medical issue. This should be leave it to the professionals issue. It's another one of those very technical issues that I, being a sports uninterested person, think that trans women should have the same opportunities as anybody else. And whatever that means, wherever that means they're going to be placed in sports, it should be fair and it should be culpable. Like, somebody should be able to change for the situation. But again, I'm not going to go much into that. That, my dear, was reacting to Unhinged. You know what? I'm not going to read the title. I'm not. They don't deserve any more promotion and mentioning of their content. No more. It's in Australia. I'll give them that. I'm only going to give them that because shout out Australia and y'all immense queer community. Please stay safe. I am going to leave some numbers and resources in the description for you all to check out, and including the suicide hotline, which I believe is 988. So please get help. Don't let people like this get you down. I have let things like this drive me nearly over the edge, and it's not worth it at all. It's never going to be worth it. These people are never going to get us down, and I don't know what they want us to do. And I hope you have a nice day. I love you. Bye-bye.